It's not that your potential new customers don't trust you. They believe what you're saying. It's just that they don't. And that's because they figure you're out to sell them something. And the fact is, you probably do want to sell them something. Now, it's not because you're bad, but they called you here for a reason. So your goal is to serve them and do the right thing. But sometimes they don't realize that. And they perceive that you're trying to just sell them something for your own good, not theirs. They need to trust you first. And to do that, they need more than the words that are leaving your lips. So think about it. When you go shopping for a car, as if for instance, or you need some other kind of work, or even service at your home for stuff that you don't do yourself, don't you ask friends and family, or even go online to Google or Yelp or someplace like there to find out if they know someone good to read these things? I know I go online. I know I go online a lot to look for testimonials, preferably, that I could find people that I think, like neighbors in my neighborhood, who say good things about whoever I'm going to be using. And as potential customers, we always want to know who else that looks kind of like me or is like me will testify to how good you are, you as a company, the product or service that you sell, so that I don't feel it's just you trying to sell me. Because now I am not the guinea pig anymore. Or worse, less likely to be taken of advantage. So the testimonials are also very protective for me. If we take action on a recommendation, me as a customer, or I rely on a testimonial and it doesn't work out, well, I won't feel so stupid. And nobody wants to appear to be stupid. When we see a testimonial, we know someone else has already tested the waters for us. And that's a big thing, especially in today's crowded marketplace. You need something that sets your contracting company apart from all the others. And getting and posting great testimonials is the most powerful way to do that. And essentially, what I think of is going to keep your phone ringing, which is marketing 101. Here's the thing: you got to have a process for getting those great testimonials. Very few customers will volunteer unprompted. They will, however, be more willing to do it if you go about it the right way. The first step in this process is to automatically send out a request for a review online that is super easy for them to follow through. Now, the next level up on that is getting great testimonials that you can do when I send out a customer satisfaction survey. So that I send that out each and every time is what I teach clients to do when they do work for a customer. And the thing about it is that it has more depth than just check boxes or things of that nature. Now, the time to do it again is when they feel good about your company, which means right after you've done your work. So I have a template I use with clients to solicit this testimonial, and I call it the Customer Satisfaction Survey. And know that this is normally done in a writable PDF. The Customer Satisfaction Survey lists our name of the company, our banner, date, customer name, street address, towns, all the rest of it. And then I ask them, how would you rate the service you received recently on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being excellent? Number 1, your experience with the person you spoke with. Number 2, the company's ability to schedule around the time range that's convenient for you. Number 3, the technician's arrival within that specified time range. 4 is the politeness of the tech who performed the work. 5 is the workmanship and quality of the work that was done. 6, the work area was left clean and neat when finished. And most importantly, number 7, would you use the 7-Power contractor again? Yes or no? And then there's lines in here, so please share more about your experience with us below. A line that says, may we use your comment in our future marketing, with yes and no. And then signature, date. That form has produced great testimonials when you learn how to use that. Again, next level. Pretty much any good software company is using these days is a big help in getting any kinds of testimonials. And there are some really great companies who specialize in getting online reviews. And I'm not saying to stop any of that. This is just going the next level up. So it's the comments they write more than the 1 to 10 and the scale and the rest of it, which is helpful because you need to know for yourself how well are you really delivering, because otherwise it's going to be bad news by the time you figure it out. But those comments are the words you need, the ones that are talking about either how good your company is, great product or service that made their life better, and then the home run is where they talk about how great you are as a company and how great that product and service is for you. So maybe you don't do any of this and you like the idea. I hope so. Figure maybe it would be a good idea. Maybe we'll just have the techs do the survey while they're there, right in front of after they finish. Stop. You'd think if I was a tech working for you and I had a customer who was unhappy, I was going to go fill out this form with them? No way in the world. So that's why it's got to be emailed or text right after the tech is left and moved on to the next call. Now the difference is on install what I call a big ticket salesperson, and I call that a system advisor. I suggest that the system advisor does the following. They be required to stop back to the job after that big install is done and fill this form out with the customer. I actually teach system engineers in Sales Power how to set the expectation of getting great testimonials on the front end of their sales process. The trick is you need to preset the stage and you say something like this: I'm going to make you so happy with the work we're going to do that I'm going to come back about a week or two later and make sure we delivered on everything that I promised. And if we did, we'd love you to give us a testimonial that we could share with others. Now, what have you done? This way, you've already set the customer's expectations about the level of what you're going to provide, and already that you're coming back, and that this would be the time to get a picture and a testimonial because while they still love you. Now, there's some guidelines. At the very least, the testimonial must include the customer's full name, not the initials. I've seen that so many times. I think you made it up. What town they live in. Now, I don't need to know their street address, but I want to know that they're in the basic neighborhood that I'm in. Otherwise, your prospective customers or people you're trying to sell to really take it as not relevant or kind of become doubtful. A text-only testimonial where the customer is just bragging about you is great, but for maximum effectiveness, you always want to get a picture of the happy people in front of whatever you sold. No one besides us contractors really care about the equipment. The brand new water heater or whatever you installed, doesn't really matter. Me as a customer, I want to look at that person and see that they look kind of like me and they're smiling and happy to share. I will give you a rule of thumb that's worked great for me. The customers need to be about at least 50% of that picture. That's how important it is. Now, if you really want to hit a home run with this, the next level, even higher, is to get a short video testimonial. Video is massively effective, like I'm doing here. You can do it on your iPhone, your smartphone, whatever you've got. You want them to, be pretty good, to look good. Sound is important. So be cognizant of decent lighting and sound quality. Now, here's a secret. Viewers probably won't listen all that carefully to what the customer is going to say, but what they're really looking for is the enthusiasm that person has for sharing about how good you are. So these are the questions that you're going to want to ask because they've worked really well for me. Number one, so what was going wrong before we did the work here? Number two, what were you most afraid of before we did the work? Number three, what were you now most pleased about once we finished our work? And number four is, would you recommend us to others? You'll be surprised by how many people are more than willing to do this. You'll also will find the more testimonials you get, the more you put them out in your e-newsletter, your website, and social media, more and more people will be willing to give you a testimonial. And it's weird, but they want to be part of the club. Have you ever gone to a bar when we could go to bars and they would have those little nameplates, your picture on the wall? We like it. We like it a lot. The trick is to get the testimonial and the written permission to use as soon as possible after the work is done. So that's when they're feeling the best about you. Now, this assumes you're getting a high percentage of those customer satisfaction surveys, that they are coming back with excellent ratings and ample praise. But if they're not, you'll need to figure out what you need to do to make that happen less often, if at all. So it's still valuable to do these customer surveys, because ultimately that's what makes you worthy of the glowing praise that you seek and elevates you in the prospective customers as the right choice for what they need.